All right. Rolling down the hill, 550. Rolling down 550 into Ouray. A lot of times what I usually do is I'll just coast this section because you can roll almost all the way to the bottom on this road in neutral, which is a lot of fun. See if I can do that this time. After I get out of this corner. Yeah, this is just beautiful. Gary said he's been through here once. He didn't like it because of all the traffic. And I'm like, what traffic? And, you know, there's traffic, but it's shit. Either pass them or wait for them to get out of the way. Let them go down the hill. I don't think there's much traffic at all. You can't really, it's not fun to ride on the weekend. He was probably here on the weekend, so. It's a whole lot more fun on a nimble bike that's not loaded down with a big fat chick on the back. Here's my chance. I'm in neutral, baby. It's just such a lovely road to be able to do this. And you got your little avalanche tunnel or snow tunnel. I think they're a little bit of both. Fantastic. Lots of rocks in the road because this is an avalanche prone area. You got rock falls a good bit. But man, look at that canyon, oh my God. Look at that canyon, would you look at that canyon? It's just unbelievable. And you can't really tell how steep this incline is here. This drop as it's twisting its way down the road. Yes, sir. This is beautiful. Gary's hanging with me back there. Lots of bikes on the road today, so there's a good bit of traffic. It may take us a couple of minutes to catch up with the traffic that's in front of us. The trucks and so, well, it's not going to take us long at all. Yeah, so just beyond that little point right there where those vehicles are going to turn, you'll see the town of Ouray, or Ouray, depending on who you're talking to. Here's a little mine chute loaded onto the rail cars or whatever they had up here at in the day. Look at that rock, man. That's a lot of rock. So they call it the $1 Million Highway because back in the day when they cut this out of the side of the mountain, it cost them $1 million, which is a lot of money back then. But I guess they figured that it would pay for itself once they pulled all that silver and gold out of them there hills. No stopping or parking. Next mile. Yeah, so I'm really impressed that they're not doing road work here, because that's usually the thing in the summer is there's usually somebody hanging off the side of the cliff trying to drill some kind of concrete structure to keep the whole road, this whole ledge from collapsing. They call this a ledge road, and you can see that little concrete lattice structure right there in the next, right there, just before the last turn there. That's usually what they're doing, making little structural enhancements, trying to keep this wall from collapsing. You can see it right there. That's usually what they're doing, hanging off the side of the mountain. It's very interesting to watch them working because Well, not just that. It's very interesting to see people drive up here. I got video. I'm coming up here in my bus behind a 40-foot bus full of tourists, and the guy's over in this lane going up the hill. So he's crossing over into other people's, running people off the road because he can't stand to be next to this ledge with no guardrail. And it's pretty scary, I got to admit. I mean, we're on the far lane, but yeah, it is a bit terrifying the first time you see it, you know, because I mean, how can you have a road without a guardrail? That's crazy, right? You know, except oh, look at that, no parking, except they did. And here's the first turnout. Nice little view. Yeah, that's cool stuff, man. Cool stuff. Some hikers up ahead, and then you just wave your arms in the air like you don't care. Like a little amusement ride. You get your roller coaster, you're going all the way down the hill. Coasting in neutral, baby. Love it. U.S. government. I wonder what that truck is all about. So it's around that corner that we're going to see the town of Ouray. It's another old mining town. It's a lot more well kept, a little bit bigger, a little bit more grown up. I think they had maybe had a lot more money coming into Ouray than they did Silverton, so explains a little bit. Yeah, so there's a little traffic, but most of it's because of the trucks that are binding people up. So you see people bunched up. You should never see people bunched up on this road. If you see people bunched up, somebody in front's going too slow. So at least that's my opinion. Uncapadre National Forest. We're leaving. That's right, we're leaving. Get a lot of people coming up here from Ouray hiking. This is the big perimeter trail. I think it's like 8, 10, 12 miles. I can't remember. Somebody told me. I was like, man, this sounds like a good hiking trail. It's just I don't like leaving my bike. So all these awesome hiking trails I've never actually hit because, you know, I gotta leave my bike. And if nothing else, my helmet. Somebody might just want my helmet as a souvenir. So I was telling Gary, nobody would want it to wear it because look at it. It's beat to hell. Probably stinks. I can't tell because it's probably my scent on it that I can't really smell, but yeah. Yeah, dang, we haven't even caught up to the pack yet. It helps coasting. So we're down to 7,700 feet. Ouray's even lower, and then we're actually going down in the valley. So we're gonna ride through Ouray and out towards Ridgeway, and I think Ridgeway is like 6,500 feet. So yeah, we're losing about 1,000 feet before. By the time we get to Ouray, I think we will have lost 1,000 feet, maybe 1,200 feet. I can't remember. I can't remember how high up, but it's going to get lots and lots warmer. And I think Gary's excited about that. He doesn't like cold weather. He doesn't like rain. I'll take either or. And it really hasn't been that cold, I don't think. And it hasn't been that rainy. It's been a lot of drizzling, you know, a couple of days of rain, but it hasn't been windy, which, you know, it's like, that's my thing. It's like I'll take two of any of those three. I'd rather not have cold rain. That really sucks. That really zaps the energy out of you. But yeah, there's quite a few dirt roads in Ouray too, like Silverton. Kind of gives it a little bit of charm as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, this is a... I've just never seen so many RVs up here. I've never been here this early in the season. I've never been here early summer. I've always been late summer, early fall. And I've decided that that's probably the way I'm going to come back next year, is just avoid the tourists. I had no idea that there were so many. Because I've always avoided them just naturally. I just came late. I came after everybody was done crawling across the, you know. I always see a bunch of motorcycles and a few side-by-sides and a few Jeeps, but I don't really see the insanity that I've seen this time. Well, I'll give you a little tour of Ouray. Like I said, it's a nicer town. It's a good bit bigger. And I say prettier. I think they've probably kept it up throughout the years. And there's the Beaumont. There's a story behind the Beaumont. I just don't know it. And the Ouray Brewery. Hard to say that. Ouray Brewery. That's a fun place to sit and have a sandwich and drink a few beers and watch the people. And that's about all I like about. I'm sure there's some other stuff I just haven't really explored around here, so it's not my thing. Not my thing. There's Maggie's Kitchen. Seems like I've eaten there before, but I just don't remember. And yeah, you got the old Victorians. They're restoring that one. Man, that looks great. Caulking the hell out of it. May want to pull off here and let this semi get down the hill. Be a whole lot nicer. Oh, they got some new buildings, businesses too. Yeah, I bet this is some really expensive property in here because it's very pretty in here. It's just, if you want to see traffic, this thing gets jammed up on the weekend. Just people crawling through here, 10 miles an hour, first gear. But it's a beautiful canyon. It's a beautiful canyon all the way down to Ridgeway. And then once you leave Ridgeway, in between Ridgeway and Montrose is not so much. Yeah, I see why people want to live down here, definitely. Except the traffic. That would scare me off. I don't think I'd want to live here just because of the traffic. Hot Springs. Do they have a Hot Springs here? Maybe Gary and I need to find us a hot spring, something accessible that's, you know, there's not 1,500 freaking people there. So I'm leaking fork oil from the front right seal, and I did the little film trick, tried to pull some gunk out of there, pulled a bunch of gunk out of there, but I don't think I pulled enough out. But when we get stopped, I'm gonna try again, someplace I can wash my hands. Maybe keep from losing all my fork oil. Kind of like the V-Strom in Hawaii. I think all that fork oil is gone. I think that the guy before me let the forks rust and then just kind of shredded the seals, and it was leaking when I got it. And by the time I left Hawaii, I don't think it had much oil in it at all. So it was a little bit bouncy, but this thing is upside down. The fork seals are at the bottom, so this is eventually going to leak out all the freaking oil out of that right side. And I would say, rather than try to do a fork seal replacement on the road without tools, I think I'll just probably pop the cap on the top and